the GT Cut or the Wave Weight 10? Let's find out. What's up guys, Vinny here with Sneaker Tweaker and welcome back to another video. Today we have a versus video featuring two of my favorite shoes of all time, the Nike Zoom GT Cut and the Wave Weight 10. Now, these shoes are by far two of my absolute favorites. I so enjoy playing in the GT Cut and the Wave Weight 10, and they're just absolutely amazing. I mean, I really can't say too many bad things about them, if anything at all. I mean, I just have so much fun when I play with either or that I really don't take the time a lot of times. Well, I guess now because I've tested them out and everything, but just a nitpick on the GT Cuts or the Wave Weight 10s. They're both pretty complete shoes in my eyes and in my book, and this one is probably going to be one of the more difficult versus videos just because there isn't too many things that I could say it's terrible with this or it's terrible with that or so on and so forth. I mean, both absolutely amazing. Wave Weight has really come a long way with what they've been doing the last year and a half. I would say they've pretty much dominated the market as far as actual performance in my eyes. And then Nike, I would say they just have a very huge I guess not an influx, but just a lot of shoes that they produce, and especially now what they added Sabrina, D-Book, Ja. I mean, they dropped Kyrie and PG, but just with those, and sorry if I'm forgetting another one, but even the Zoom Freak 5s this year are absolutely amazing. The KD line, the LeBron line, there's a lot of amazing performers. Nike has a lot of them, and the Wave Weight, I would say it's between those two. Puma is pretty solid. The one brand that I would say is kind of lacking right now is Adidas, and I'm hoping that they are able to bounce back and create even more competition. I'm actually really excited for the Anthony Edwards shoe, and the Harden Volume 7 actually I really like. Now with these two, let's actually get into it, and as always, let's start it off with the traction. Now, both of these feature a multi-directional traction pattern. The GT Cut ones generally, I mean, are a translucent outsole. I think there's only one colorway that I've seen that released in a solid rubber. This one is a mixture of translucent and solid rubber. The white areas you see are going to be solid rubber, and then these tie-dye areas, they are translucent. Now, both of these tractions were absolute money. I mean, I had absolutely no issues as far as gripping the court, as far as just dust collection or anything like that. Any dust that did collect was super easy to wipe off of either one of these shoes. This one, especially because grooves are pretty far apart, and it was just super easy to wipe off. This one is more of I guess a jagged zigzag traction pattern. I guess you could kind of say herringbone. And then this one is herringbone just in the forefoot area, and then the rest is going to be more of a radial traction pattern. Both of them also are pretty squeaky, so if you love good feedback, these shoes definitely have it. The other thing is durability. Both of these are actually going to be super durable. The rubber on this is pretty thick, and then it just overall really durable. I mean, I've played in these a lot. There is some fraying, but it's very minimal. And then the same with my Wave Weight 10s. The one I've mainly played in is that one right there, the mint colorway. So if there is going to be any fraying, it's going to be on that one. These ones I've just kind of tried on. I had to get, a few pairs, especially the South Beach colorway. I love the South Beach colorway shoes, LeBron 8 being one of them. Just absolutely looks gorgeous. Now, again, for the traction, it's really really hard for me to even pick a winner. I mean, I'm going to actually just tie it up. They've both been super amazing just out the box and over time wearing them. I know some people did say here and there, I mean, they did have some issues with one or the other, just depending on the outsole or whatever it may be. However, I didn't have any such issue with the traction, whether it was a solid rubber or a translucent rubber. Both of them in all colorways, super squeaky, super grippy, and super durable. Those are the things. I mean, the squeaky part doesn't really equate to performance, but the other two, those do, and you can't go wrong with these at all whatsoever. Now, as for the cushion, the Nike Zoom GT Cut, or I guess the Nike GT Cut, features a Zoom unit in the heel with a full-length Zoom Strobel unit on top of that. And then, if that wasn't enough, a drop-in React midsole. Now, the React midsole is super nice as well. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like the thickest drop-in midsole, but with those other layers of cushion, really, what more can you ask for? I mean, here's the React midsole. It doesn't have any sock line or anything. That's kind of the way I like it. And as you can see, there's grips for your sock to pretty much just keep it stationary. Again, it's decent thickness, and impact protection on this is just incredible. Now, the Wave Weight 10s, on the other hand, feature Boom, which is, I would say, if it's not Zoom, it should be Boom. And Boom is my other favorite cushioning setup. Those two are going to be my favorites. Boom is nice, it's bouncy, it's got great impact protection, and just depending on the iteration, really nice compression. Either way, you get compression, but it's just a matter of, are you getting a plush cushion setup or are you getting a bouncy one? A lot of times you get a mixture of both. This is one of them, and I gotta say, I absolutely love it. Both of these shoes, you get great court feel, but you also get great impact protection. I will say the Wave Weight 10 is going to be more bouncy, but the GT Cut, you also get great feedback as far as just energy return and just a good bounce from the cushion. The heel, you're pretty loaded up with Zoom. You have the heel Zoom unit, you have the Zoom Strobel, you have a thicker portion of React in there too with the drop-in midsole. But again, the forefoot, you still have that Zoom Strobel, and then you have a thinner portion of the React. This one, again, this Boom in the forefoot is going to be a little bit thinner than what's in the midfoot and heel. Both of these are, again, absolutely amazing. It's, again, for me, harder to choose which ones are going to be better. It's just a matter of, I guess, what you're looking for. If you're kind of, I guess, more shifty, you got to make cuts to the basket and everything, I would say you would be great going with the GT Cut. If you're wanting more bounce, I would say the Wave Weight 10 would be a better option. Again, both of them are absolutely amazing. For me, I'm gonna have to tie it up just because I can play either or, and it doesn't really matter to me. But if you are wanting to choose between the two and you're looking for differences, those are going to be it. Now for the fit, the GT Cut ones and the Wave Weight 10s fit true to size. Lengthwise, they're both going to be, again, true to size. Widthwise, the Wave Weight 10s do fit more snug than the GT Cut ones. However, if you do take the time to break these in, these are going to be absolutely phenomenal too. I would say if you are a wide footer or slightly wide, you might want to go up half a size or get something you can try on in-store. For me, I'm pretty much a regular width or a medium width to a slightly wide, and I went true to size and it worked out for me. I mean, I did have a break-in process that I had to go through, but it wasn't anything crazy, and over time, just these got better and better. Now the GT Cut 1, or I guess the GT Cut, was a lot more forgiving just right out of the box. It didn't really take any time at all whatsoever to break these in. So if you are looking for something to wear right out the box and you are a regular size footer or medium size footer, whatever you want to call it, these will be a better option. Either way, they're both great shoes. I would say for me, just being a regular sized footer, I'm going to pretty much give the slight edge to the GT Cut just because out of the box, that was more comfortable for me. This one took a little while, but afterwards it was absolutely amazing. And for me, that's nitpicking more than anything else. I wouldn't say performance-wise that's really going to make a difference between the two. Last but not least, the materials and the support. The GT Cuts feature what I want to call, I guess, a mesh upper. It's kind of like a mesh knit, and then you do have neoprene on the forefoot or the toe box, and the tongue is neoprene as well, which is super nice. On top of that, you do also have these TPU overlays on the eyelets. You do also have this nice, beefy, I guess I would say, heel counter, which is a nice thick TPU heel counter. Part of it is foam and part of it is this TPU piece, the middle part, and that really helps with all the support. There's no actual shank plate in this, so torsional support, you would think, especially with the drop in midsole, is going to be questionable, but it's not. This thing is pretty durable, or I guess pretty sturdy, and it's got a nice wide base, so if you are wanting stability and not rolling your ankles or anything, this is going to be it. It's also low cut, which is another thing I love with shoes. I love low cuts more than I love mid tops or anything, which is really surprising just because I really love the Waveway 10s. They do actually come in a low cut version, but I honestly usually go to the mid cut. Weird, I know, but again, amazing shoe. Now back to the materials on this. The heel also is a leather material, and it's pretty thick, and lockdown and everything just works amazingly with this. I also love the way the laces go through the tongue, and that pretty much makes it so the tongue doesn't really kind of move out of place. I do have issues with that with some shoes, just even cranking it down as much as I can, the tongues tend to just move the more I play in it. These things, the materials, the way it was set up, I mean, even like this big TPU piece on the lateral side, that's not going to hurt you or anything like that. I didn't have any pinching. And me, again, like I said, I am a normal footer. No pinching, just overall helps with support and stability, and just all these TPU pieces right here. So the shoe, the GT Cut ones, overall just an amazing, amazing shoe. The materials on there work really well. And this tongue right here, the neoprene tongue, helps with lace pressure a lot as well. So you can really crank down on those laces if you want to. Now for the Waveway 10s, these feature a textile mesh knit upper. These also really do the job well. It's nice, reinforced, it's lightweight. I would say the heel area and also the tongue feels more like a ripstop to me. It doesn't feel like any of that, but again, it's supposed to be a lightweight knit, and overall it works really well the way everything is set up. The tongue is, or the upper in general, is nice and breathable. The tongue has enough padding on there, so if you really want to crank down on the laces, you're more than welcome to. The laces themselves, the GT Cut and the Waveway 10s are pretty similar. They pretty much use the same exact laces, so you can really crank down on those laces. You do also have these TPU overlays going around the toe box area in the forefoot all the way to the midfoot. You do have the Flash logo it's there for just looks, but also there for support. And then the eyelets for the laces is stitched in leather on top of the mesh material, so it's there just for reinforcement, so if you crank down on the laces, it doesn't rip through it. You do also have this nice big, I would say, plastic rubber piece going on the lateral side to help with support as well, and this TPU piece just going in the toe box, and then the carbon fiber Waveway logo helping with support on the lateral side. Again, no real heel counter. I mean, I guess you can say this plastic piece right here, but lockdown and just overall support of this shoe is absolutely amazing. Now, one thing that does set this one from the GT Cut, I guess, would be the carbon fiber midfoot shank plate. Can't even say midfoot shank plate, it's just a carbon fiber shank plate because it goes pretty much full length. It goes, they say 3/4, but when you look at the breakdown, it looks like it essentially goes full length. Support, because of the shank plate and everything else being so identical, I would say I'm going to give the slight edge to the Waveway 10. Again, that's nitpicking because you really don't notice a lack of a shank plate in the GT Cut. Overall though, I would say I'm gonna tie these two up just because the fit, I gave a slight edge to the GT Cut, and the support and materials, I gave the slight edge to the Waveway 10. Performance and everything else pretty much was absolutely pretty similar. Cushion, traction, all of that. And honestly, I don't think you can go wrong with either of these shoes. Both absolutely amazing. Both of them are my go-tos and all-time favorites for a good reason. This shoe, I wish Nike kept making. It's just an absolute shame that they don't. And just overall, the prices and everything are just absolutely gouged right now because a lot of people thought they were the Kobe without the Kobe branding. And so they bought them out. Resellers are just trying to get everything they can out of it, and just with the known performance now, everyone is really trying to milk that cash cow. So if you are wanting this, I would be careful with pricing and everything. Resellers pretty much have ruined this shoe, and Nike didn't help with their lack of producing this shoe. I hope they bring it back. I hope the GT Cut 3 is a good redemption to the GT Cut 2. My only gripe on it is that I haven't seen, well, I saw the breakdowns of the GT Cut 3 and it looks like it's just Zoom X, and they've gotten rid of the Zoom Strobel and just actual Air Zoom in the GT Cut line. Hopefully, I mean, I think that's the case, and hopefully they eventually bring it back, but just from that tech breakdown, I was kind of disappointed. As for the weight, I'm pretty sure these are going to be lighter, but the GT Cut ones weigh in at, for a size 9, at 14.7 ounces, whereas the Wave Weight 10s weigh in at 13 ounces. The Wave Weight 10 retails in at $200, and then the Nike Zoom GT Cut, when available and available at retail, retails in at $170. Pretty much all of these are going to be on reseller apps and whatnot, GOAT, StockX, all of those. If you have a plug, hit them up, see if they can get it for you. If you are willing to, you can go on there and spend, you know, 300 plus to get a pair of basketball shoes. I will say they're really durable. However, again, 300 plus for a basketball shoe is pretty ridiculous. These ones, again, they're more available, I guess, price-wise, being at $225, they're not too far off. I mean, $75 is a big amount still, and keep in mind all the fees and everything you'd have to pay. Now, a lot of people also ask us where we get our basketball socks from. The answer is from Amazon. They come in a pack of 3 that costs just as much as one pair of Nike Elite socks. The ones we have are these 2 muted colors, which the white one and the black one, and they are quarter length. So if you guys like quarter length, they have them available in that, but they also have them in the high top version. Like I said, they come in a pack of 3 that costs just as much as the Nike Elites, and these are pretty much the same thing, but without the Nike branding. They're cushioned, they're ventilated, and they're amazing socks, and they last a long time. If you guys do want a pair, hit the link in our description down below and go grab yourselves a pack. Not a pair, grab yourselves a pack. If you guys have played in the Nike Zoom GT Cut or the Wave Weight 10, let us know your experience down below. If there are any other shoes you guys would like to see go toe to toe, again, comment down below. For more content like this, please like, subscribe, and follow. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.